Hey there kids, your Guitar Sage here, and today we're going to learn how to play Hey Jude by the Beatles. Now I'm going to start in and play it right away, and then we're going to talk about the particulars. So for those of you that can just watch me play it right away and get it, then boom, you're gone after a minute or two. And for those of you that need more help, we'll talk about the specifics here, okay? So I've got this capo at the 5th fret. I'm playing it as if I were in the key of C. In reality, this song is in the key of F, but I have it capoed here so we can play it in C, and it would be a lot easier to play that way than playing it in the feel of F. Okay, so here we go. It's going to go something like this. And I'm going to also, pardon my vocals and the lyrics and everything, don't write and say, you got the lyrics wrong, because I probably will, okay? That's not the point. I'm trying to teach you some chords. So here we go. So it's going to go something like this. Hey Jude, make it sad. If a sad song, make it better. Remember to let her into your heart, and you can start to make it better. And then that part repeats again. Hey Jude, you are made to go out and get it. You let her into your heart. You can start to make it better. So anytime you feel pain, sorry. Hey Jude, friend, I'm making one. Okay, now that right there is the bulk of the song. In fact, I repeated a few parts. So I'm going to break this down into some real simple pieces here for you, construction and all that good stuff. Okay. Basically, the strumming on this one's real easy. It's just 8th notes. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And I'm doing this pulse that's kind of like a all down beats. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. Some people will say that that's playing 8s or 8ths, which are 8th notes. 8 of them in a measure. Here are the chords. Again, capoed at the 5th fret. It's going to make it the easiest. I'm not going to teach it in F, so go get a capo. It's really important. If you've watched any of my videos, you know you got to have a capo, right? Okay. And 2, any of the techniques that we're talking about here today, we've only got 10 minutes to do this. So if any of the techniques that we're talking about here, if you need further explanations, go to the Your Guitar Sage page, check out the video on strumming, reading charts, playing open chords, all that good stuff, okay? There's using capos and all that, okay? Really important if you don't know these basic techniques, because I can't teach them here in 10 minutes. I got to teach the song, okay? So, and also there's a really informative book at yourguitarsage.com. Go there, get that. With that, you're going to have all sorts of instructions. It's about a 33-page document. It's also going to allow you to look at this chart here that I'm looking at for Hey Jude, and a bunch of other charts as well. So check that out, yourguitarsage.com. Here we go, verse. So it's going to go like this. It's going to go, so a measure of C. Hey Jude. A measure of G. 1, 2. A measure of G7. A measure of C. A measure of F. And I play my F like this. I mute that 6th string here with my thumb. Instead of playing a big old fat bar chord, I act like I'm playing the bar chord, but I take this finger here, 1st finger, and lay it down on fret 1, and I bring my thumb around, mute that 6th string. So, 2nd line here is an F for measure, measure of C, a G7 with a B in the bass. So here's our G7. It looks like a C chord, but spread it out. So first finger goes down and the two top fingers go up. Okay, C chord, G7. Now that's a G7 chord, but we're playing a G7/B. So it has a B in the bass. This note is a B. Okay, this is a G. So I'm going to just lift my G up, come over here, bring my thumb around, mute that 6th string. Now I've got a G7 with a B in the bass. Here's what it sounds like with a B in the bass. Here's with a G in the bass. So it's a little bit lower, okay? A little bit lower sounding with the G. Okay, so, and then we end with another C. So that second line is going to go F for measure, C for measure, G7/B, C. You repeat that whole thing twice. That's your verse. Then there's this transitional chord, a C7, that goes from the verse into the chorus. Okay, so here we go. C. So it's going to go. Here's one measure of C7. So it's a regular C, but I'm taking my pinky here and putting it on the 3rd string. 1, 2, 3, 4th fret, or 1, 2, 3, 3rd fret. Okay, here's our C7. Here's the chorus. Okay, now these are split bars for the most part. Okay, I'll tell you when they're split and when they're not. So F for 2 beats. Anytime you feel the pain, 2 beats. C with an E in the bass. So this time, just hold your C, let that E sound out. A D minor 7. Okay, so you bar those 2 fingers there. Take 2nd finger and lay it right there on the 2nd string. On the 3rd string. Then this is a tricky chord. You're going to play the same thing, but put a C in the bass now. So it's going to go. Okay. Then we've got our G7 with a B in the bass again for 2 beats. Then a G7, regular straight up G7 with a G in the bass. Whole measure of C. Whole measure of C7. So I'm going to play the first line of the chorus. It's going to go. Hey Jude, refrain. Deadgone it. Let's do that again. Sorry. That whole thing again. Then 2 beats of C7, not 4 beats, but 2 beats, and then 2 measures of G. Okay, now that's pretty much the whole song except for the outro, and I'm looking at my time. Dadgone it, we got to do this quick. Okay, the rest of the song is the same except for the outro. Outro's going like this, kids. Listen. G. I'm so sorry. C. Okay. B flat for a measure. The C was for a measure too. F for a measure, and 1 for a measure. So it's going to go. Okay, there you go, kids. Repeat it till you go out. I'm running out of time. Check out yourguitarsage.com. Buy the ebook for the love of peace so I can keep making these videos, okay? Lots of good stuff with it, alright? Go practice. Your mom wants you to. Your dad wants you to. Come on, go. Practice. Bye.